They told you, and if she's not interested, just give up. They told you, what I told this interest is not permanent. But what if I told you that finders thinking a woman who shrugs you off today can find herself thinking about you? Attraction isn't built on trying harder. The truth is, built on psychology isn't built on if you understand this psychology and if you understand her indifference without lowering yourself. Today we're breaking down any woman want you. This isn't about even if she's not cut or fake games. This isn't about positioning for the kind of man she can't ignition till the kind of man she can't see how this works. Once you see how this works, psychology, female psychology, women. Respective, make sure you subscribe right now. Why chasing destroys attraction. Think about the last time chasing destroys attraction. Maybe a new badly at first, or even yourself having it at first. You picture yourself. Imagine someone shoving that desire into your face. But now imagine someone shoving that thing into your face to take it. That's exactly what happens when you chase a woman, right? Most men exactly what happens when you chase. Most men will try harder. I'll call her why chasing destroys attraction more with harder with attention. But here's the truth. Chasing doesn't create the truth. You need to face it. The faster she pulls away, the harder you push away. Instead of her thinking, I'm lucky he notices me. She sees me. Instead of her thinking desperately, I'm lucky he noticed me. She sees you've given her the guy without her attention. People don't have too much. And let's be honest, if you're always trying to impress you, she doesn't need to think about texting. You've already made your time. Imagine her politely, but eventually, those messages lose weight. Chasing something changes. But the moment you stop chasing something changes her minds today. She starts talking to someone else. Did something wondering is what is someone else? There's the deeper problem with attraction. But here's the deeper problem with chasing. It tells her you don't see yourself as valuable enough. Nothing turns a woman and let her come into security. Nothing turns a woman to men who hold their ground. Women are drawn to men who don't hold their ground. So the next time you feel the urge to beg, to chase, let her notice the sign. Let her feel your absence. Stillness 100 messages. Speak louder than 100 mias. It makes easy is louder than words. 2. Hear silence is louder than words. They think proof of effort communication is proof of effort. And good night every single day and good night. But to her feels like noise on the surface when you're not flooding her, make sure asking questions. Did he lose? Why hasn't he messaged me? Those questions live in her head. Think of curiosity becomes a seed of attraction. Think of it this way. You hand out your attention currency, it loses value. You hand out your attention lying around. Nobody cares about loose change. When your attention is nobody cares about when it feels, but when your attention is valuable when it feels, cragging her. To this isn't about ignoring showing her that your world doesn't revolve around her showing her a man who can sit. The energy of masculine stillness revolve around her panicking shows confidence. A man who can sit confidence without panicking shows confidence. Here's a simple example in confidence. Say you've been messaging daily and then simply replying shorter, messaging daily. Most men taking longer, they try harder. Most men panic. Instead, they double text. They try hard texting for a day. Instead, what happens back her phone? Sometimes the most powerful thing you can remember is nothing. Sometimes the most powerful being too available is nothing. Let's be real. Availability. Let's be real. Availability is attractive when it kills desire faster than any kills desire with friends in case you might call. They respond instantly to every text. In reality, it makes it look like and forget in reality. Think about it. If you know someone say yes. If you know someone's humans crave what? That's why the rarest crave what they have to earn. Now the rarest things, remember when you wanted something to your own was hard to find. The moment something made you want it more. Didn't feel the moment something was handed? It didn't feel don't crave men around us here. Women don't crave their own lives and priorities. They're drawn to men with a man who sometimes says passions. A man who sometimes says is more attractive than his independent stand. It shows you're not independent signals. Here's the truth. It shows you're not make yourself too easy. You won't feel the need. If you make yourself too easy, But when you show her that you're the need available, that you show that you're not the gap that you're not around, she starts to notice the missing when you're not around. That's when the power begins. Mystery 4, we've all been told is important. And yes, it is. We've all been told honesty is important. But when it comes to attraction, honesty without mystery. When it comes to attraction, here's what. Honesty without mystery kills the overshare. Here's what they tell her. Everything they're thinking, they overshare. Plan. They tell her everything they're thinking. They believe it's building trust. Every feeling. What it's really all the mystery. What it's really doing is stripping away. Curious. It's emotional. Attraction and curiosity is one of the strongest emotionals. And curiosity about she starts filling in the blank. When she doesn't fully know what you're about, thinking keeps her engaged, keeps her thinking mental. Guessing game, it's suspense, compare it to your favorite cliffers. The whole story was revealed in 5 minutes. Would you care to watch the first 5 minutes? Would you care to watch the too transparent too soon? Same with women. Rob when you're too soon. But when you leave some things back a little, leave creates attraction, create tension. This doesn't mean creating an open book. This doesn't mean laying. Keep some layers being open. Let her earn the right to know you. Keep some layers because the less she knows. Let her earn the right to know you deeper because the less she knows she reality. What she imagines more powerful. Mystery isn't about hiding. How women respond to detachment, it's about pacing. Mystery isn't about hiding. Leave her wondering what you reveal. That's what makes her leave her wondering. Leave her guessing. 5 never makes her attention. This is why never attention. They see her surrounded by most trap. So they try harder. They see her father, so they try harder and comment and push. If you're competing for her attention, but here's the truth. Already lost. You're competing for her attention because real men lost don't compete. Why they attract? Because real men, a man who knows his value doesn't care who else is texting. A man who knows who else is liking her photo. Who else is texting? Who else is trying her photo? Has stands his knows his ground. He knows his worth. Here's the harsh comparison. When you compete, you put her reality. You treat her attent. You treat her attention. You have to win. It makes you look and women can sense, and desperation never earns respect. Makes you look desperate. The script and desperation never earns respect. Your time, your focus, your energy are the prize. They're not free. Your time, your focus, your energy, they're not free. And the moment you start living like that, their value shifts, and the moment you start living, your attention needs to earn. Suddenly feels like something you just crowd. She won't see you as another guy in one crowd. She'll see you as confident. She doesn't magnetic. If there's one trait that makes women, it's magnetic. Confidence. If there's one trait that makes women, it's confidence. Not look. You could be average in every way. If you walk, you could be average with unshakable selfie. If you walk, women notice and live with unshakest. Women notice. They think love alone is the mistake. They pour their heart out and sacrifice. They pour their heart out without sacrifice like weakness. But love without confidence doesn't attract, feels like confidence on the other hand. Weakness doesn't attract. But confidence on the other way, you make silence without hesitation. It's in the way you hold your ground without hesitation. The way you hold your ground, you carry yourself approval to exist. The way you carry yourself don't need approval to exist. Think about that quiet strength. How many times have you seen a woman choose a man who wasn't the best? How many times have you seen a woman choose who wasn't the best? Looking guidance at work, but he had that aura. Strength, stability at work, and women are Will Drento? Respond to that. It's not acting like you're better than every way if you're not self-respectant. That's why confident men's mind, so stop belying the psychology of patience dependency. And dependency truth you need for the guy who chases women don't sacrifice for the guy. Who begs who just to win her over sacrifice, kind of simp women, actually want desire the men they can't. Women are the ones who stand. Theme they can't stop think are the ones who stand their ground on who show confidence. Mystery. A woman might not be interested in you right now. A woman might not be interested in you right now, but a change is based on how you show up yourself. Change is based on how you show up, how much you value yourself, and most importantly, how much you value yourself. Not by chasing harder, but by pulling perception. By creating chasing harder. by letting her feel like your presence, and by letting you realize without your presence. So if you take anything away from this video, let it take anything away from this video. Stop aiming, stop proving yourself.